Okay, let's get started. All right, so welcome to Unit 9 of the Google Certified Educator Level 2 training. Um, this unit is pretty easy too. I think the previous unit, Unit 8, had a lot of different topics to go over. It was 6 different sections. Here it's 4 different sections, but it's not too bad. So, all right, so it's called Harness the Power of Google for Research, right? So Google's, that's what they're known for, search, right? They started as like the search engine, and that's their big thing. That's what they're good at. Google's great at search, so they probably love this section right here. All right, so it's broken. Unit 9 is broken down into 4 sections. Get better results using advanced search strategies. So section 1 is going to focus on advanced search. The next section, use translate and the explore tool to enhance work. That section is going to focus on Google Translate and the explore tool, which is pretty cool. And next one is use Google Scholar to find academic papers. That focuses on Google Scholar. And the last section that create independent learners, touches on a couple different things. So it's going to go advanced search, then we're going to do translate, explore tool, Google Scholar, and then we'll sort of like jump around. All right, so these are the tasks you have to be able to do. Okay, you got to use advanced search web filters, how to search, how search operators work, how to use Google Translate. These boxes, if you click them right here, it'll take you to the exact sections within my video on how to do these things. And then a Google Scholar, just some tips, how to create a Google Scholar library and how to use the Explore tool. So I have all these tasks covered in other videos. And I think I have some screenshots for you here to help out. So let's start, right? So get better results using advanced search strategies. Here's a video on Google search. It was also covered in Unit 1, but it's still relevant here. And it's about search strategies, right? Search operators, image search tools, reverse image search. Again, this is level 2, so Google expects you to know all this stuff, but you might want to go back and you might want to review as a refresher. And here we go. All right, so getting even more out of a search. Information literacy, and that's a skill that they say transcends content areas and grades, meaning informational literacy can be used in all different subjects, okay, in all different grades. It's a skill that will serve and continue to serve students as seekers of information that go well beyond their years of formal education, right? So one of the themes, with the Google education is that, teachers are not so much the source of knowledge. They curate the knowledge, and students nowadays with the internet can find all the information themselves. You have to kind of teach them how to find the information. And as teachers, you got to curate that information and present it to them, in a logical way and things like that. So, uh, teaching Google search is just like teaching any other skill. There's a component skills that students need to become familiar with, and most importantly, they need to practice, right? Luckily, despite many different specialized Google search tools, such as Google News and Google Scholar, these are basic skills that, and I can't read the bottom right now, but it probably says for all students. Okay, check out what you can filter in advanced search. You can apply many different filters here. Okay, file type, copyright, region, all of it. Take a look here. This is Google Advanced Search. Okay, and again, this is what Google does, right? I mean, you can search in your Drive, Gmail, everything. Google is known for search. Okay, so you can search almost, so many different things here. File type's a good one. Usage rights, right? In advanced search, you can filter. Yeah, that comes up next. Usage rights. This is important too. Usage rights came up in level 1, and for example, the best one if you want if you're in a business or something like that, free to use or share even commercially. Okay, free to use, share, or modify even commercially. That means you can commercially. That means you can make money off it. All right, so get better results using advanced search strategy. Search like a champion. Okay, you can refine your Google search. You can search by file type, region, copyright, license. Okay, again, right? This you have to watch that video on Google because it'll show you right where advanced search is. It's you type something up. I think it's right at the bottom by the right. That video will prepare you for all this. Teachers can learn how to use advanced search features. Let them search for specific file types. That's a big one. PDFs and presentations. Now you spend less time creating resources and more time focusing on students. Again, right, the big theme here is, teachers don't have to, you don't have to create all the content because all the content's out there. Google wants you to be able to find that content, curate it, and get it to the students. The next card. In order to help students develop strong search skills and good digital citizenship habits, we have them go beyond a simple image search, right? So it's not just a simple image search. They can filter, label for reuse. That means like even commercially. This is an option in advanced search settings. Card three. Okay, I encourage students to consider how events are reported in different regions around the world. So reporting from two different countries about the same event can take students to two different viewpoints. Okay. After doing a search, they can go to advanced search settings under the gear and then use the region drop down. And the region is for different different parts of the parts of the world. All right, so then they're gonna show you six specific search tools here. All right, and these are the first three. I'm pretty sure it's six coming up. So Google Maps. Okay, we've talked about that. That's not new, right? Searching for cities, countries, street addresses, is well known to Google Map users. We've done this before. You can even find directions in traffic reports. Google Trends, okay, keep up with current events, right? This kind of is like Twitter, what's trending. Okay, if so, you can learn a lot about what's happening by looking at what people are searching for. That's good for like a current event type thing. Google News brings you the latest news on topics from around the world. Uh, Great resources for debates, forensics, just keeping up with what's going on, okay? And these are all links here. You click on this link, it takes you here. You click on this link, it takes, just so you have an idea. Google Books. Okay, sometimes your students may need to quickly reference a part of a book that isn't in the school library. Okay, you can click here and they've got so many Google Books. These are just what they kind of look like. I posted them down there. So you got Google Find. This is what it looks like when you go to the website. Google Finance. Economics and social studies courses may benefit by keeping abreast of the latest financial news. Okay, social studies, economics, of course. Keep track of the latest stock prices. I think now it's down. Google Alerts, so it might be a good time to buy. Google Alerts brings the latest of the web right to you. Uh, you can set up custom search terms, and whenever a website, blog post, or news article matches your phrase you've set up, you will be alerted via email. All right, search quests. Search is a language of its own that needs to be taught and practiced by students, and you know it'll this, like they are right. This is a skill that's gonna help students out for years and years to come because we're still just on the internet. We're still just on the beginning phases of like the internet. Imagine where it's going to go 100 years from now. The best way to ensure that students are learning to apply skills that you teach them is to give them a small controlled opportunities to practice each. So lessons are found here. You click here, it's like little lessons if you want to share with the students. Search tasks can be a warm up. You can have them search, or sorry. Search tasks can be a warm up to the actual search that they're about to encounter, or it could be scaffolding to support them through larger, more complex tasks. Search challenges are one way to get more practice, right? Listen, the only way you get good at anything in life is by practice. You can't skip. All right. So, which of the following is an advanced search option? All right, that could go back to that slide there. Filter by language, we mentioned. Filter by date, and I definitely mentioned file type. And this wouldn't be a reasonable answer. Although there are many advanced search filter options, only one may be applied at a time. Does that make sense? No, right? Google, that's what Google does, search. You could apply a bunch of search different options at the same time. That's what they're good at. Which of the following is not a usage rights option? Okay? And I tried to stress usage rights a little earlier. Okay. Free to use or share and edit. Okay. Okay. Not filtered by users right is you just don't pick anything. Filter free to use or share is one of them. Free to use or share or modify even commercially. So you got to get a little specific here to look this up. All advanced search features that work in Google search also work in other searches in YouTube, Google Images. No. Okay. So the advanced searches that work in Google search, not all of them are going to be able, especially in like in YouTube. Think about it. With Google search, when you're searching file types, that wouldn't make sense for YouTube. Okay, now we're going pretty quick here. Use Translate and the Explore tool to enhance your work. And I've definitely used the Translate a lot. Okay, so this is a video here and that I made, and it's specifically to Google Translate. Um, just if you see at the top, it says Educator Level 2. So it's specifically based off the tasks that they want you to do for Level 2. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let it play. All right. All right. So use. Okay. So we're still on. We're focusing on Translate and the Explore tool now. So enhance your work. Conducting research online has never been easier thanks to the Explore tool in Google Docs. Listen, the Explore tool is right inside Google Docs. Okay, and it's available for docs, slides, sheets, and you can bring like Google search right into that doc that you're on, so you don't have to go outside and everything like that. So it saves time too. You can search for images, and this is the little icon here. You'll find it at the bottom right. Okay, it like when I open up this slides presentation, it'll be right down there at the bottom right. You can search for images, insert links, and even cite sources with just one click. Okay, so as students complete their research online, they can ensure that they are referencing correctly. This is important too. The Explorer tool is helping you cite resources. Okay, so those of you that are in grad class, click that click that little button. The Explorer tool helps you create better looking presentations and automatically format your slide, including text and images. It's a cool thing. All right, the Explore tool helps answer questions about data, providing formatting options, automatic chart creation, and it will even write formulas based on natural questions. It's a cool tool. Remember, the Google Explore tool is not just in Google Docs. It's in all the ones that I mentioned here, which was I also mentioned Google Slides and Sheets and things like that. Another tool which can enhance your work is Google Translate. Right. So the first half of this section is Google the Explore tool, and now we're doing Google Translate. So it makes language barriers a thing of a past. You kind of have the idea. It's all right. You kind of have the idea of what it does, right? It's integrated. Oh yeah, translates integrated into Google Docs, Gmail, and Search. Okay. Translate is only ever a few clicks away from helping students and teachers connect across the globe. Obviously, for working with parents of ELL students, and the students themselves, it can really help those kids out. Take a whole document and translate them in just a few clicks, whether they're a Google Doc or an email. All right, the Explore tool and Translate in action. Okay, one of the things that teachers love the most about the Explore tool is the ability to see images while writing in docs or slides. Being able to have these images displayed within the same window as the student's writing is so efficient and effective tool for challenging and developing their ideas. Okay, so that talks about the Explore tool. This one also. One great thing about the Explore tool is how easy it is for students to not only locate images, but they can drag and drop. Drag and drop these into their work so easily. It will automatically attach the URL of the image, which is the icing on the cake. Many families at schools do not speak English at home, so it makes sense that this is going to talk about the translate. In the past, their parents would have to wait until the child got home to read the information to the schools that the school sent them. Now, educators can easily translate the new school newsletters automatically by using the Translate tool built into Google Docs. And my son's school is right now. It's they always do the same. I always get when I get a letter, it's one side English, the other side Spanish. Teachers may have kids use the Explore tool built into Google Docs to help them find resources and information about their projects. Students love the fact that they don't have to leave their doc to do a search, and that's what I like too. It's built right in there, save time. All right, going deeper here into the Explore tool. You see this little Explore tool icon here. Okay, when you open the Explore tool by clicking on Tools Explore, it will open a panel on the right side of your document. If you would like to search for different terms, type them into the search field and just see what you get. In Sheets, the Explore tool will analyze your data and offer guiding questions and creating graphs. So pretty cool, right? Because Sheets is a little complicated. Explore and Slides will search for and find quality images that are in the Creative Commons and can add with the expert style to your presentation. That's big for me too. Going deeper, we're still here, right? Below are more possibilities for searching occurring within the Explore tool. Topics to see search results for topics related to your document. Click title. All right. Images. To preview an image, click the image. To use an image, hover over the image and click insert. This goes all, I'm explaining it here, but the best thing to do is watch the previous video, right? So you're going to choose your topic, click the image. At the very bottom, there'll be a little thing, insert. Make sure you press that insert. I get confused sometimes too if I haven't done it in a while. I'm like, why? Because I'll press the image and expect it just to go in, but you have to take that extra step and press insert. Related research. You'll see research related to what's in your document. To add a quote, hover over the text and click insert. Okay, that's that's going into if when you're reading over when you want to take like a direct quote here to add with the quotation marks. Citations. To add a citation from the web, hover over the web result and click the cite as footnote. Okay, there's the cite as footnote. It has like there's two little quotes, and then you could choose between MLA, APA, or Chicago style. Probably APA is the one we do most. The Explore tool does more than just return web results, though. It also enables you to search images and Google Drive. Okay, that's true. You can get images from Drive. To see image results, type a search term and select images. The Explore tool, Explore makes inserting the image into your document simple. Click the icon, which appears after hovering over the image. Ginny, just to find results of search terms with Google Drive, select Drive from the Explore menu. Clicking on any of the documents, slides, or sheets will open in a new tab. All right, they give a lot here. Google Translate is a free translation service that provides instant translation between dozens of different languages. They have a lot of languages. It can translate words, sentences, and web pages between any combination of supported languages. Of course, it doesn't always get it correct. That's true. I had to do a training in Puerto Rico, and I was trying to go back, and it does it. It's not perfect, but it normally gets it close. And they're getting better and better. They're always working on it. Google Translate is also built into Google Docs, so you can produce, so if you produce a classroom notice or school newsletter using Google Docs, you can click on Tools, Translate Document to translate it to whatever the preferred language of choice for your parents in the community. All right, apply this in your classroom. Here's an example. Have your students select a current event that is receiving a lot of media coverage and write a short summary of it. Then have them curate resources that help them understand the event by inserting links to the sites that go into more depth on the particular aspect of the story. And this is just an example here, how to apply this in your classroom. Okay, and again, you want the students to do it, right? Finally, ask them to use news.google.com/newspapers to find newspapers from other countries and gain an understanding of how other countries portrayed the same event. They can translate articles from non-English speaking countries by using Google Translate. All right, you can select from a range of different citations. Janine, you can select. Okay, you can select from a range of different citation formats in the Explore tool, including. All right, so what do we say, right? You could do definitely APA, Chicago, MLA. They didn't mention New York. I don't know anybody that uses it. Google Translate works in which of the following Google tools? Google Docs. Yeah. Sorry. Translate is Google Docs. It's not in Google Slides. You can get an add-on though. I just want to say this. You can get an add-on in Google Slides to translate it on the side though. But it's not a Google Translate. The Explore tool makes it easy to filter image results based on usage rights. No, it doesn't. It's it's possible to both insert a link to a web resource and cite the web result using the Explore tool. True. Okay. Use Google Scholar to find academic papers. All right. And you know what? I'm looking here. I don't know if I inserted my translate video in this one or if it was there earlier on. Okay, so Google Scholar now. All right, so this video's it covers all the tasks for Google Scholar. So if it opens it up, it takes you right to Google Scholar. It does alerts, creating libraries. If you see it specifically for this test, so I only do the stuff that's like covered on the test in this video. 5 minutes long. All right, be a better scholar. Google Scholar is a great tool geared towards high school students and adult learners rather than younger students. Articles and citations that come up in Google Scholar results are from high quality academic sources, which is important. Some, not all of these, are publicly available and linked into results. Okay, so some, not all of them, are publicly available. Um, Others are available from online databases or university libraries and require a bit more effort to find. Academic articles are indexed and ranked in the same way that researchers evaluate their sources. So it considers the full text content, but also the author, when it was published, who cites it. So it kind of does it all for you, right? Okay, these are the skills for Google Scholar. So that video I showed you covers all these. However, if you click here, it'll take you right to the part in the video where you search for publications. If you click here, it'll take you right to the advanced Scholar searches. If you click here, it'll take you to creating a personalized Google Scholar thing. This is all part of the slides presentation, and the link is below for you to get it if you want it from the store. However, you don't have to. You could just hang out with me. Scholarly skills. Okay, task list. Be able to perform the following tasks. Also, creating citations and Google Scholar alerts. I did this thing in the Scholar alerts, and it just kept coming. You wind up getting a lot of them, and then I turned it off. Okay, so searching for relevant publications first, and here we are. If you take a look, I'm in Google Scholar, so here I am. And the first thing you do here is you enter what you want to search. So I'm saying learning disabilities. And then on the left here, look, you could refine your search, okay? You could do since 2019, 18, custom range. Does it include patents, citations, all your stuff here. And your little create alert thing is down there too. Okay, so advanced scholar search. So if you want to do an advanced search, right? Click the three lines on the top left to open. So you see this blue, so it's blue, it matches, right? So you click these three lines. And then the left sidebar menu. Then this thing's gonna pop up. You're gonna go to advanced search. So you click the three lines, advanced search, and then choose an advanced search here, right? So I'm doing applied behavior analysis. And then, the pop-up opens here. And, when the pop-up opens, has this word, has that word, anywhere, authored by, etc., and so forth, okay? So three lines, advanced search, you got your pop-up. Create a personalized scholar library. Find your article and click the star to save to your library. That's pretty easy, right? If you want to create a personalized scholar library, you like something, and press that star. Open my library on the top right. So and it matches too. You see the star here, and you see the my library. You got the little star here, so they match it up. Okay, creating citations. All right, so first click on the quotations icon under the article. The citation box will appear. Highlight the format and copy to paste. All right, so you click this that's the little citation thing, those two little quotes right down there. And then this thing will pop up, and you just go sort of like just click on it. You don't even have to highlight it. You just click it once, it'll highlight everything for you, and then press copy, and then boom, you've got your MLA. All right, create alerts. Open sidebar, click alerts. So you see the little blue. You go down to alerts. You're taken. It says you're taken to the alerts page where you click create alerts. So here, create alerts, and enter alert query. Like question, and create alert. Right. So my alert is for here Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, using Google Scholar to find academic papers. Student scholars with Google, the ability to quick search for some of the most recent and relevant content is helpful for students as they build their literature review. Even though some students may not need to access the full text article at this early stage, they can get a feel for titles and research, and it all help them out in college. Students can click on an author's name and quickly find the results. As they come across articles of interest, they start to build their own library with Google Scholar. So the students can build their own library. Students can use their own labels to better organize sources. I think labels are in the video too. Okay, so which of the following is an advanced search feature in Google Scholar? Articles with all the words. Articles with terms in the title. Okay? And this doesn't make sense, right? Reading level and my library. Okay. All articles that Google Scholar search yield are publicly viewable. Remember, we said that not all of them, right? I think I said that. I think it was on one of the. I think it was on the first slide of this section. It's most stuff, but not all of them. Which of the following is true about Google Scholar search results? So what's true about the results? Students can save searches to their library. Okay, that's that little star if you want to save it. Quick searches for any article can be done by related articles or cited articles. Okay, so you can filter for that stuff. And by clicking on the author's name, users can find search results by just that author. Okay, so again, right, this whole section is about search. All right, so it's talking about Scholar, but how to search on Scholar and everything. Remember the overall theme of this unit. Google Scholar is available within the Explore tool as a sidebar inside Google Drawings and Slides. None of that makes sense. Okay. Google Scholar isn't inside the Explore tool. If anything, you would expect the Explore tool to be at the side of, at the bottom of Google Scholar. All right. So this is the last section. You create independent learners. All right. So this is good. Ask three before me. This is really good, and this is from level one. Independent learners ask a lot of questions, thriving on inquiry-based learning and feels connected to what they're learning. My son is out here. He asks many, many questions. Should ask three before me, right? So one day he'll be able to search for himself. With kids being able to access facts and figures online in just a few clicks, the role of the teacher in modern classroom is changing, right? That's the theme. We need to be fostering students' inquisitive minds and encouraging them to be independent learners so they know how to search and what they need to ask and seek assistance and things like that. It's just just in life and everything like that. It's important for students to get good grades and things like that. For like the most important thing for like young kids and young adults is to be able to overcome obstacles. You know what I mean? Because that's the most, or overcome roadblocks. That's the most important thing in life. So this little thing right here, having them ask other people questions and find out the answers for themselves, that's going to help them. Empowering students with the skills covered in previous lessons ensures that they can become masters of their own learning, not just by searching, but by finding answers online themselves. You want them to do stuff by themselves so that when they get older, they can solve problems. Okay, Dan Pink defines three keys to being motivated in what you're doing as mastery, autonomy, and purpose. Okay, independent learners experience all of these as they seek out lines of inquiry and master associated content. All right. Now, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Google's number one, YouTube's number two. Students can curate videos and find answers themselves. YouTube is really good here because, like, my computer screen broke. It broke like I don't know a few months ago, and then I because of the coronavirus and everything, I couldn't get anybody to fix it, and nobody wanted to kind of had to send it out. It was like going to be $150, $200, and then I just ordered the screen and I watched a little YouTube video on how to change the screen. And we did it, and it saved a hundred and something bucks. I just ordered the screen. The screen was like $15. Watched the video, screwdriver done. Whereas if I took it to the Geek Squad, you're looking at like 200, or maybe even more. All right, the old "ask three before me" mantra that teachers often use has been adopted to not only suggest that students ask their classmates before the teacher, but a classmate, Google, and YouTube. So before you ask, you know, before you ask the question, you can go on YouTube. Like I said, YouTube's a good one. Google, of course, and you could ask other people too. That's how I got through most of my graduate courses and undergraduate courses, because I'd be in the lecture and I'd forget things and I wouldn't write things down, and I'd have to make a friend, you know what I mean, in the class, and then I'd be like, hey, what did I miss? What did I miss if I was out? That's one of the most important things, in school, making a friend that could, fill you in. All right, so create independent learners. Ask three before me. You've got another person, this is ask the classmates, ask YouTube, ask Google. Okay, what it looks like in my classroom. So this is gives you an example of a teacher doing it right, let's say. Students are being encouraged to pursue learning in areas that interest them. Okay, that goes back to the Dan Pink thing: mastery, autonomy, purpose. They are empowered through all the tools that we now have available. All right, remember the theme for this is independent learners. They're learning on their own. Okay, the teacher is more of a facilitator, right? Not just direct instruction. And now they seek out answers and questions that arise, along their lifelong journey, their learning journey. Sorry. All right. So, as independent learners, students know when they have reached a point in their learning at which they need to connect with others to support their understanding. Okay, that's going to happen. And I've had students post questions on online forums and receive numerous responses. That's a great way too if you don't know something. So you can reach out to people in an online forum. And listen, there's a Google online forum too. If you have any questions, you should reach out to. It's time to share. Empowering my students to search effectively and efficiently means that their thirst for knowledge can be quenched. So if you teach, whatever they want to know, if they know how to search effectively and efficiently, they can find the answer. Teachers show their students how to curate a YouTube using playlists to help them start collecting resources relevant to their learning journey. Okay, YouTube playlists are a way to curate different videos and curate content and show them, and view them in a logical manner. Other educators revisit the skills that they taught their students during the Level 1 Fundamentals course. And the Level 1 course, they did a whole section on YouTube and curating videos. Some work with very young students to create a Google Doc, which will become a class form. They're too young for Google Groups. Yeah. Remember, you can comment on a Google Doc. Okay, so you can have a bunch of students just working on a Google Doc and commenting to each other. Again, right, young students, you might not want to do Google Groups. Consider having a daily search tip sharing session in class. Okay, this search thing, using it really does go for all subjects. Think about it. You could use it in literature. You can use it in science, definitely. You can use it in maybe not so much math, but you could have students, even if they don't know how to solve a problem, just have them look up a YouTube video. All right, so creating a classroom filled with independent learners has the following benefits. Students feel connected to what they're learning, which is always important. And, research says that too. When they're, listen, the best teachers are able to, if a teacher's passionate about their content and they're passionate about their students, then they could be the centerpiece to connect the student to the learning, right? Because then the student kind of feels the teacher's passion for the content, and then that student gets connected to the content through the teacher. You know what I mean? That's what the good teacher does, right? They have a passion for their students and they have a passion for the subject they teach, and they kind of connect them together. Students feel empowered to find answers to their questions. So, and it's right. It's not going to be these two. This makes no sense, right? Students rely on teachers. No, we don't want them relying on teachers, and you don't want them all learning the same thing here. Okay, independent learners, so they're comfortable in what they're learning and they feel empowered to find answers to the questions. Dan Pink defines the three important factors in being motivated as mastery, autonomy, and purpose. Yes, he does. Okay, mastery, autonomy, and purpose. Okay, YouTube is a fantastic resource to utilize in education as it allows users to curate information and seek answers. True or false? Very true. Empowering students to search, browse, and explore effectively may have the following benefits in your classroom. Which benefits? Students will be able to find answers to their questions quickly. Students will understand ways they can seek assistance beyond their teacher. Okay, now we're going to the unit review. Harness the power of Google for research. That's the main theme here. Okay, so how can you implement an inquiry approach in your classroom? Okay, inquiry, question-based approach. Allow students to choose what they want to learn. Teach students how to search effectively. Okay, so if you're going to allow them to choose what they want to learn, you got to teach them how to search and find the answers. Google Trends could help students learn what, right? Remember we said there was like 6 of them? What is Trends good for? Topics other people are searching for. What's trending? What's popular right now? You're building a resource toolkit for your students to find the best published research on scientific topics. What 2 tools would you recommend for the academic term paper they have to do this semester? What 2 tools are you going to recommend? Academic term paper. The Google Scholar and the Explore tool, right? Remember, the Explore tool is good with citation and quotes and things like that. Google Scholar catalogs research by what? By the full text, by the date published, by citations, and citations within other research. So again, right, Google's great at searching, so it would make sense that they could do all these things. Okay, using Google Trends, you search for the term nexus and you come up with the following graph. I think they took this graph. I was just on Skillshop. For some reason, I think the graph is missing. I left it on here in case they made a mistake. What could have been happening to cause the peaks in the graph? So we'll take a look at this graph. A new Nexus device was released. That makes sense. More people wanted to know about Nexus for whatever reason. Okay. There was an increased interest about Nexus devices. Again, maybe they did something really good and word of mouth is going on. Or even something with the term Nexus is making the news. All these reasons can be why it's trending. What's up, Francis? Goomba. Okay, what is the biggest shifts that must occur in the classroom in order to develop independent learners? Okay, what do you have to do to really get this going here? And teachers must not be the first place a student looks for answers. That's the big theme, right? Ask 3 before me. Google Translate is what? An extension that can well, no, sorry. I don't want to give that answer away. Okay, an extension that all right, Google Translate is an extension that can translate web pages and text across the internet. Will translate an entire doc in a few clicks. And this doesn't make sense, right? Can only provide translation for Spanish and French. Will translate an entire Google slide. Remember, Google Slides, it doesn't do, you have to get an add-on here. And they've got many more languages than Spanish, English, and French. Okay, true or false? Translate is available as a mobile app capable of translating languages using your phone's camera in real time. Yeah, that's when I use it. I use it on my phone. Google Translate. Most of, you might not know that a lot of these a lot of these Google tools are mobile apps now. The best I think now is Classroom because if I have an internet, sometimes the computer has an internet problem, but not my phone, and I can assign work from my phone instead for Google Classroom. But yeah, it's available as a mobile app. All right, so next up is Unit 10, and give students a voice. That's not too bad. We're almost there, right? We got 10, and then we got 11, and we're done. All right, guys. I will see you as soon as I possibly can.